Okay, my project for today is, I don't know if you can tell, this big pipe right here. It's about 18 foot long now, 20 foot long, I think is what we got them. But we use this pipe, and I put a paddle that we've gotten off of Varco. I think it's a Varco. You can see there's a threaded nut that they come with right there. What we do is weld those to the end of this pipe and use them as what we call stir sticks to reach down into our deep grease interceptors that are 5,000 gallons, and they are dirty. They're dirty on the top, dirty on the bottom. We scrape the bottoms with them, but we also stir up the grease that's on top with them and everything. But this is what a new one looks like with a nut, a threaded nut that's welded. They're actually welded to these paddles right here. First thing I got to do is clean this paddle up, and then I'm going to clean it all up. I'm going to recut this end of this pipe off. I'm going to cut a slot in there so this paddle will fit in there, and I'll show you the different steps what I do here today. But that's my project for today. So we're going to get all set up. We're going to clean this up and go from there. Okay, I'm going to clean this paddle all up first. See if we can get her cleaned up so I can weld on it. This is a used one. You can see that the nut it's rusty in there, and you can get a threaded rod that will thread down into there, but we've noticed that these things bust off real easy. So I've developed a different idea, a way to do it. So I'm going to clean this up first. Okay, now what I'm going to do is get me a cutoff wheel on there. Come on, you son of a gun. There we go. I'm going to cut that nut off. So I don't think it'll take too much, but I've got a pretty good cut off nut right there, or cut off wheel. Do this way. You can hear my big fan running. Okay, I think the best way to do this, I can't remember how I'd done this before. I think we'll just stick it in here in this vise. By the way, this vise I made when I was in college. My senior project. I am going to get, I've got a clear shield around here somewhere. Thought I did. Find my clear shield so I don't throw a bunch of Sparks all over me. Yeah. Put this clear shield on so I'll cut this off. Let's see here. Flip it over here. Yeah, I'm pretty close, I think. See, that's hot. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is take a grinder, grind that all off. It's better if you got a brand new one of these paddles. We don't have a bunch of grease all over it and everything else. You're fighting grease. But I don't have another one around, or I'd just do it that way. I don't know if I'm getting any of this on camera or not, but we'll find out. Okay, I'm gonna just take just one of these old grinding wheels. Grind that, brush that nut off and get those all cleaned up. See if we can get them welded. Yeah, clamps here. Clamp this bugger down. That ought to work. It's pretty good. Well, get this ground off of here. Get it tightened down a little more. You can see that old grease gets kind of hot and getting there. A little better one, but that old grinding wheel's not doing much. I don't know if I got any newer ones in that or not. Let me go check here. Yeah, I can't find a better one. Maybe some of these might be a little better, but we'll get her ground down here. Good enough or not. Still need to get her cleaned up some more, I think. Throw one of these other wheels on just for the heck of it and see if they're any better. We'll get some new ones. That's getting cleaned up a little better now. I just got to hit the other side a little bit. This thing's probably hotter than hot. That's what she's looking like. Got rid of that nut. Now what I gotta do is clean up this other side, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld on this surface. Needs to be pretty clean. So we'll get some of this grease, rid of this grease. Do some cleaning up. Okay, that's cleaned up a little bit better. Get those surfaces cleaned up a little better than that when we go to weld it. My next thing here to do is got to, my welding table's getting pretty dirty. Grinding and everything on it. I'll get that all cleaned up. Next thing here, I'm going to cut this off. Get this pipe cut off. Square it up. And I don't know if there's a better angle or not. What I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to cut this squared off. Eventually, this is going to be welded to this pipe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a grinder and cut a slot in here that's the same width as this, slide this up in here, and then weld on 4 different sides of it. So anyway, I'm going to get my Sawzall and cut that off square. Really doesn't have to be that exact, I guess, as far as squareness or anything, but we're just going to cut it off here. That ought to do it. Simple. Look at that. Well, like I say, what I'm going to do, this paddle right here is about the same thickness as one of these grinding wheels. I think what I've done in the past, I'm not sure. I'm going to try it here again. See if I can just come straight in on this thing and cut a line, oh, probably about this far up. So still about 4 inches up there, but I'm going to see if I can get through there. sure that this fits. Yeah, that'll fit. And I think what'll do is I cut at this, it'll widen out a little bit. Probably should have, I don't know. I don't think that's going to be too wide though. Let's see. Yeah. What I've done in the past is cut a slot up through here, then put this in here, and then just take a hammer and just kind of pound it down tight against here. We'll see if that works. I think it will. Gonna go, I think that'll go just a little deeper than that. So that'll go up about right here. Just a little bit more. This is my setup for welding. This stir stick, paddle on it. It's not the best and cleanest and everything, but I think it's clean where I'm going to weld. Right there, and that right there is where it's going to be welded. So it's kind of a difficult how you see it. Let me get around this other side and see if I can show you better. That might be a better view of it, but I'm going to put a bead right down in there and one down on the other side right there. Already welded on the other side. I'm not going to show you those welds because they are really bad. But anyway, that's where we're at. If the welds turn out pretty good, I will show them to you. If not, this will be the last you see of this maybe. I might show you the finished product, but pretty simple. This is actually how the weld should look. This one didn't turn out this good, but this is one I did earlier.